Hey you guys, how are you? I wanted to come up on here for a short video. I'm actually on a slight vacation right now from normal life in Philly. So I just wanted to come up on here. So today is going to be the full moon in Aries, which is pretty major. This moon is going to be pretty fiery. I'm taking a look at my little laptop right here. Okay, so just letting you guys know that this moon is going to be a little bit crazy. It's very, very fiery. So what we have is the full moon that is going to be in Aries, and it's at 2 degrees exactly and 0 minutes in Aries, and then it is opposing the sun that is 2 degrees and 0 minutes in Libra. So let's talk about those two first. So Aries energy is very self-assertive energy. It talks a lot about making sure that you're good with the body. Making sure that you are truly focused on self, whereas Libra energy is more so focused on relationships. It talks a lot about being more so balanced than anything. So it's interesting to have two of these different signs that we're talking about the balance between them, and Libra in itself has to do with balance in itself, where Aries is more of a selfish sign. So that being said, throwing that out there for you guys, it is a balance of the two of them. So it's very important to understand that you cannot be there for other people if you don't know how to be there for yourself, and vice versa. Okay, so let's just talk about Aries energy a little bit before we speak on Libra, and then we'll talk about how to balance out the two of them. So Aries is self-assertion, self-awareness. Again, I said body, it's directiveness. Where this really comes from is from the governing planet of Mars. So Mars energy also rules Scorpio, and Scorpio also has to do with that same intensity that Aries has, only Aries is more of the spark of the flame, whereas Scorpio is that inner flame. So all my Scorpios out there, you know that you could be quite intense creatures, but at the same time, you're more so someone to hold that in before somebody makes you go ahead and lash out. Whereas in Aries, when you piss them off, it's just intense energy right away. So let's throw that out there. Then we also have the Libra energy. So Libra energy is very indecisive energy, but it focuses more on options. So that's the reason why it could be so indecisive, because there's so many options for a Libra. Libras can really more so have trouble with picking which one they want to go with, because for them, they see all sides of every story, and ultimately they don't want to pick just one and miss out on the benefits of the other. So that's really where Libra can be kind of up in the air with things, and that's why they're best known as air signs. Also, they have to do with peace, whereas Aries has to do with war. Now, when you think of Aries in general, Aries think of the god of war as far as Greek mythology. So it's the same concept of understanding the opposite of that would be more so peace and harmony. So that being said, numerology speaking, Libra would follow more so the number of 2, whereas Aries would follow 1. And that is the reason why they always say in order to get to, you need to have 2 equal 1s in order to really define that ultimate 2 with ultimate harmony. So this is the reason why it's so important to have the balance of that, because again, without having that self-awareness and that self-love, it is very difficult for you to be able to then mirror that image onto a relationship for that way there to be an equal harmony. Okay, so that's understanding the two different signs and how they are going to kind of work against each other right now. So yes, that's a major thing to understand, that full moons really have to do with taking the two luminaries, which is the sun and the moon, and trying to find balance between the two, whereas a new moon is taking the two luminaries and working together for a new beginning. So this is major because of the fact that you have certain planets that are going to correlate with these energies and kind of mix things up to make it either extremely positive or kind of what we like to call in astrology is square, which means that they conflict with each other. But ultimately understanding that squares are conflicts that generally go back and help you in the end, because again, without conflict, you really don't know if there's any issues, any issues lying underneath, put it like that. All right, so let's talk about the first planet. So we have Mercury that's conjunct with Aries, conjunct with the sun, in Aries. So Mercury is also in Aries at 5 degrees and 19 minutes of Aries. So they're quite close to each other. They're only 3 degrees and 19 minutes apart. So let's just talk about those energies real quick. So when you think of Aries energy, because it is that war kind of energy, imagine putting Mercury, which is the planet of communication, there. It's going to fire some things up, because whatever you're feeling inside, and that spark, that nice spark that you're going to feel, is going to come out in communication. It's not something that's going to be held back. Now, opposite of that, which is really interesting, is we also have a quincunx. Quincunx means it's 150 degrees away from the actual luminary that we're discussing, and that's actually where Venus in Scorpio is right now. So Venus is the planet of love, the planet of expression, art, music, creation. So imagine that being quincunx. Now when I say quincunx, it means that these two have absolutely nothing to do with each other. They're kind of awkward together, and they don't really necessarily know how to work together. So they kind of define each other with their own individual energies and work next to each other to get things done, but they still remain very odd around each other, okay? So Venus in Scorpio would definitely mean that during this period, which it's kind of crazy. You got Halloween coming up. We're ending the season of summer. And we just went in retrograde with Venus. And Venus was going retrograde in Libra, then entering Scorpio and go back into Libra. So the way that that works is this really defines the expression in relationships, because we have Libra there. But then it's also firing that intensity that a Scorpio has in it as well. So this is when a lot of secrets are going to come out in relationships. A lot of things that you try to hide. It's going to be wide open. On top of it, the way that things are going right now is because you're adding that spark of energy with Aries, it's going to come out in spurts because of the fact that they're so awkward around each other. So what that basically means is that you're going to want to detain all of those emotions, especially since the moon and the sun are already kind of struggling with each other. You're going to want to detain those emotions, but ultimately what's going to end up happening is that that energy is going to come out in spurts. That intensity is going to keep getting more intense, and more intense in sparks of fire, because you have that Aries, okay? Also, you have the sun that is sextile to Mars. So that's no strange thing, because of the fact that Mars also is a ruling planet of Aries. But now you also have the Mars energy working with Aries too. So Mars is not in a different sign that's going to make things complicated. It's actually working with its natural energy of Aries, because it's in Aquarius. And ultimately, Aries and Aquarius are sextile. And then you have Libra and Aquarius that are trine. So they're in the same element. So these two are actually, being that Mars is trine the moon in Libra at 3 degrees and 47 minutes of Aquarius, and it's sextile at 3 degrees and 47 minutes in Aquarius for the sun. So again, the sun is the ego, the moon is emotions. So even though you're trying to detain your emotions back with how you feel and how you want to express yourself, it's still going to come in spurts, and ultimately at the end of the day, it might cause some fire, some friction. So I put down some notes in this aspect where pretty much this is not the moon that you're going to cry. This is the moon that you're going to scream. And ultimately it's going to create that scene in Waiting to Exhale where Angela Bassett takes the cigarette, some fire, and burns hell. So that's pretty much what can happen. Keep in mind, though, that this, again, has to do with self and relationship. So what could happen from this is intentions that you set back on the last new moon, which is new moon in Virgo, and I so apologize for not coming up with a video with that. I was going through my own situation. I got a little bit out of it after my birthday, but what I can say to you is that you basically have all this stuff that you're planning and all these intentions you're setting when it comes to your life and making sure things are in order, making sure things are finally going in the right way, and this might be that ultimate blast to get you there, because remember, full moon has to do with conclusions and completions. So just kind of let these 4 weeks kind of take its course. There could be a lot of fighting, a lot of friction, a lot of getting things out, but ultimately with Venus being in Scorpio, you have to understand at the end of the day, you're most likely going to fight with people that you really, really care about, because things have to come out. They have to come out, things have to be resolved, because that's what the moon is trying to get you to. It's trying to get you to resolution, so that way when the new moon comes in, which is going to be, I believe, October... When is that coming out? I should have written that down. But it's going to be in the beginning of October. It's going to cause a lot more peace in your life, because that's exactly what it is. New moon is beginnings, and that's that harmony that's there. So it's gonna create more peace in your life, because everything that has been stressing you out, all the secrets, everything that has been leading up to that very moment are gonna come out, and it's really going to break that silence. Because remember, you're having so much energy of Mars in Aquarius, and even though we just went through that retrograde with Mars being in Aquarius, now it's direct, and now it's ready to rock. So it's ready to take everything that was learned during this entire summer, things that you've kind of reflected on, and kind of bring things into this physical realm, because that's ultimately what you wanted. Okay. Again, it's breaking silence. Mars is in Aquarius. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. So it's going to break things. It's breaking things that are being naturally molded. Now, what I will tell you, though, is that there is a square. Let me see something real quick. Felt in my bones that October was going to be my exhale. Yes, absolutely. October will be an exhale for a lot of people. So yeah, enjoy yourself during this month, because ultimately then you have a great, fun holiday at the end of the month. And although you'll be wearing masks and trying to scare the hell out of each other, you're kind of having a Halloween all month of doing that, so that way you can really enjoy yourself once it comes time for the holiday to kick in. There is one more aspect, and that is the square with Saturn, because Saturn is in Capricorn at 2 degrees and 50 minutes. And ultimately what that's going to be is, again, I've said this in many videos that I've made for you guys, Saturn and Uranus have never really been cool with each other when it comes to Greek mythology, because Saturn wants to go ahead and take details and build something on it. Saturn doesn't want to go ahead and deal with the details. That's that Capricorn energy. Capricorns hate dealing with details. That's totally a Virgo thing. But there, lo and behold, it's perfect energy because of the fact that we just had the new moon in Virgo. So you've already prepared the details, and then ultimately it's Saturn that goes ahead and builds these details up into form, and Uranus comes along and says, I respect the form that you've created, however, I want to break it in order to create something else. And that's ultimately where all the technology comes into play. So you wouldn't get the iPhones, you wouldn't get the PS4s, you wouldn't get the Mac computer with the updates and all this other stuff if it didn't come from something solid, but then was taken and advanced into something else, okay? Yay, my birthday month is going to be so fun. Yes, Monday. It's going to be really fun for you because you're an Aries moon, so you're going to get a lot of your spunk out on people that need it. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys so you guys know. Also, keep in mind, too, I will be posting up a video that has to do with Chiron. Chiron is not talked about a lot for those that don't really follow astrology, but it's very important to know. Anyone who I've done birth charts for know that Chiron is major. Okay, Chiron is our greatest wounds inside of ourselves. That's our deepest wounds, and what ultimately we're here to advance into greater light, but at the same time, if we could heal those wounds, that would greatly affect how well we do as far as going in a positive direction, okay? It is positive that the moon in Libra is sextile with the North Node, and sextile again means that they're working together. Anytime the planets have sex, it's something positive, so always think of it that way. So it's sextile with the North Node, and North Node really has to do with our destination from our South Node, where we're trying to go to from our past lives, okay? So the fact that we're getting all this emotion out, and it can come in the form of anger, at the same time, it's still getting out, and that's what's ultimately important. Be careful not to hurt people that you absolutely love, but understand that if something needs to come out, it needs to come out, because it's worse if it stays in, because it will come out in a more intense way when the next spark comes into light and kind of hits your ass. So it's really important to understand that. Other than that, I wish you guys peace and love and some nice harmony. I hope things work out. Again, you're more likely to scream than you are to cry, but if tears come, let them come. It's going to happen tonight at 10:50. There's some difference in certain websites, but it's between 10:52 and 10:53 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. All right, so enjoy it, meditate, charge your crystals, and again, try to understand each other more than anything. That's what's ultimately important. And check out my friend. She's on The Voice right now, which I'm about to try to live stream because I don't have cable, so I'm going to try to figure that out. So shout out to Brittany Fache. Ooh, almost said her name wrong. But yeah, I hope she wins. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Keith, I want to learn this. I like listening to you. I'm interested in a birth chart, please. Keith, private message me. I'll let you know my rates. Anthony, real as fuck. Love you. And Desiree, thanks for listening. And Monday, I'm glad you and your man are listening. That's awesome as well. Everybody else that tunes in, thank you for listening and love you lots. Okay, bye.